It was a pleasure to burn. This is the first line of Fahrenheit 451, a science fiction novel by Ray Bradbury. This is the book that is the topic of our video today. Now that we got that juicy, sweaty intro done, it's time for a summary. So this book is set in a dystopian world where they think it's utopian, but really it's dystopian because the people don't know what they're missing because the government has made books illegal. The main character in this book is a fireman, which is kind of ironic because the firemen now, in the book, they start the fires instead of putting them out, pretty much. So our main character, fireman, his name is Montag. He's, fireman, he's in this kind of dystopian world. He has living the illusion, thinking he's happy, doesn't know what he's missing. But then his eyes are opened when he meets his neighbor, Clarice McClellan, who just asks him simple questions.
Why?
And that changes his whole perspective. And one of the most impactful questions she asks is, she asks him, is he happy?
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And at first he's like, oh, of course I'm happy.
Say that you're fine.
But as the story goes on, he starts to wonder, am I happy?
When you're not really fine.
And then his whole world, his whole view on life starts to change. And what even makes it more crazier is that Clarice just dies indiscreetly in a car accident. Like, he keeps talking to her every day, and one day he doesn't see her, and he's like, oh, what happened to her? And his wife is like, oh yeah, she died. And then she's like,
Okay.
and that gives a big impact on it. So he ends up just starting to think about what really are books actually as bad as I've been taught they are. What's so bad about them? And he starts to question his life and his existence, and it all starts going crazy. He ends up committing murder with fire. And he reads books. He meets a guy who knows a lot about books, and he goes on the run, chased by a mechanical hound, and tons of stuff. And in the end, his city ends up getting nuked. And it's just like, whoa. But he's not in the city at the time. So it's just like, it gets nuked, and it's like, that's it. But that summary doesn't do the moral, emotional, figurative, metaphorical part of the story justice. That's more of just the premise of the story plotline. But really the strength of this story is it makes you question your life. And it you can see the similarities between today's world and the world of Guy Montag. But they call it the parlor, and they have a couple walls that are just TVs, and it feels like they're in whatever their TV world is, and they're being brainwashed through this TV, and they all think that they're happy, they think they have everything they need, but really they don't.
You're not really fine.
This story, it makes you think, how is our world their world, the people don't really value, morals, love, and all the stuff that we value today. It's more just people, people die, get run over, they don't even care about other people. He's married to his wife.
Bruh.
He doesn't love her. And his wife ends up selling him out in the end because he ended up stealing some books. And since they're illegal, she sells him out and she runs away.
Why are you running?
And they don't really they don't live, I guess you could say. And it makes you wonder, do we really live? Or do we just see the world through TVs and YouTube and just, that's our life?
Pshaw! Of course I live.
that it's really interesting and it makes you think a lot. I loved this book, but the storyline's good, but towards like the end of the book, it starts getting really metaphorical and emotional. It makes you just, that's when the storyline doesn't seem to matter as much and more what the character is going through and thinking about. That's what really matters. So I would definitely recommend that you read this book. It makes me think a lot about, you know, how our world and this world and how I can really live and seek to live life to the fullest, you know? A really great quote that I love from it is when this guy Granger told Montag something that his grandfather said, and he said, live life as if you could drop dead in 10 seconds. And that quote, wow, that makes me think, like, am I really trying to enjoy life? Or am I just part of this machine, this system?
I ain't gonna be part of your system.
Just thinking I'm happy but not really living my life and living it to the full. So I think you should read it. Amazing book, really. And you can get lost in your thoughts. It was really impactful how Bradbury, he made it so after Clarice had such a huge impact on Montag, just dead, just like that. And I feel like that kind of is a metaphor in itself. It shows how, you know, life is so short and so inconstant that we should really be trying to seek happiness, living our life to the full, because, I mean, really, we could just drop dead in 10 seconds. So, yeah. Well, if you have not read the book, which you definitely should after you're watching this video, it's an amazing book, and I think it will really could change your life. And on that note, you know what else could change your life? Subscribing to Nuclear Kid, liking this video, and putting a comment in the description, in the comments, not description. So yeah, pretty much like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and it could change your life, just like this book. See ya.